Hey fam, it's your girl Alycia Mitchell here at Candyology Coaching Services. Just wanted to come and check in with y'all, see how everybody's doing. So in the chat, if you are watching me right now, go ahead and just say, hey girl, or be like, I'm watching from, and put your destination. Or let's see, what else can you say? You can even put in the comments the topic that you would like for us to talk about next, because that's what I'm looking for. So again, my name is Alycia Mitchell. I am a counselor and certified relationship coach here at Candyology Coaching Services. I work with couples, both married and engaged. I am a premarital counselor, a ordained minister, a wedding officiant. I work with youth, teens, definitely my sweet spot. But I also work with all regarding mental, emotional, and spiritual wellness. So I'm going to kind of come to you from a place of um, transparency, maybe. Um, so today I wanted to talk to you about operating out of survival mode. So, full transparency, right? Remember that counselors need help too, right? We go through stuff too, right? The thing that you have to remember is we make sure that we handle our mental health and that we get the help that we need so that we can always be ready and available for our clients. So never think that your counselor or coach or whomever is above um, any type of help themselves, right? Because we all need help in any aspect of our lives, right? So I want to throw that out there to remember I'm human too, right? Okay. So operating out of survival mode. So for those who may not really know what that term means, right? I'm going to kind of break it down a little bit. So anytime there's a stressful situation, whether that's a challenge for you, whether there is something that you are working towards, any type of stressful situation, right? Could be a divorce, could be having a brand new child, could be starting a new career, could be losing a career, okay? Could be just transitioning through life, and it's a big change, right? So anytime that you have one of those things take place in your life, it can cause stress. So any type of stressful situation can cause a physiological and psychological response. Now, physiological meaning anything that is physical, physical within your body, something you can feel within your body, right? Psychological would be regarding the brain, anything that you can still feel, but it would be emotionally. It would be something within the psyche itself, within the brain, within your thoughts, within operating from a standpoint of how the brain is working. Kind of deep, just know something within the brain, okay? So anytime that you have those two responses, right, it will lead you to survival mode. Now, survival mode also involves releasing the stress hormone. We all have it, right? And yes, it is something that we need to make sure we are aware that we have. So we have a stress hormone, and the operation of that stress hormone will then release the stress response system. It's a whole lot of stuff. Just know that once you have stress hormones kick in, and your response system will kick in to try and help you cope with that stress. Okay. So in that very sense of whatever you're going through, it would be a fight or flight. Now, I know we've all kind of heard of that, right? Like the fight or flight. Okay. So in that time, we are in combating mode. Like, hey, I need to get this done. I'm ready to fight it out. I'm ready to take this on, whatever the challenge or stress may be. Okay. Now, when we stay in survival mode, where you're just, I gotta get it done, gotta get it done, gotta get it done, gotta keep going, gotta keep moving, gotta keep going, and your mind is just constantly going and going and going and going and going and going and going, and you never take that time to just chill for a minute, that's operating in survival mode or out of survival mode. Okay. The increase of survival mode is due to the uncertainty in the future. Now, listen, we have all been and are still in a pandemic. That pandemic is called COVID. It's not like she went somewhere, right? Like she's just that one relative that decided to move in and is like, no, I'm not going nowhere. That's what COVID did. COVID just decided to come up in here and just stay. Okay. So now that COVID is here and our lives are so uncertain because, I mean, the whole world shut down, right? And we don't know if that's going to happen again. Now they're talking about monkeypox. I don't even want to go into that, right? There's so much uncertainty within our lives now because something has come in and disrupt our everyday life, everyday journeys. Because of that, there's so much uncertainty. And with that, it has become a stressor in our life. Not knowing how things are going to get paid, things being taken care of, or if I'm going to lose my job, if it's going to close again. There's so much uncertainty. There's not a lot of for sureness, right? May not be a word. Go with me on this one, okay? So if you are operating out of some uncertainty, put in hashtag uncertainty or hashtag what's going to happen next, right? Because that is a stressor, and that's something that we really do take into consideration on our daily lives. We don't know what's going to happen next, right? Then we have some like inadequacies in our own lives, like things that we need to change and develop and grow, and things that we need to change about ourselves, right? Those inaccuracies can be a stressor. It can be something as simple as I need to stop worrying so much. Okay. I need to stop overeating, or I need to start exercising so I can lose weight, or I need to, stop stressing about stuff, whatever that is for you, where you feel inadequate in an area, that can cause a huge stress in your life. And when you are not addressing those issues, you're in survival mode. You're just kind of going with the flow. You're just kind of letting things happen. Just, it is what it is. My favorite term is I'm still here. Like I'm not great. I'm not good. I'm not this. I'm still here. Hey girl, how you doing? I'm here. That is operating out of survival mode. Okay. And prolonged survival mode can lead to unhealthy coping mechanisms. You don't want to end up putting yourself in a situation where you're just coping and just taking things as they come, accepting whatever. That is not what you were, one, destined to do. Two, you have a calling on your life, whether you know it or not. Okay. That's not what you were called to do. You're not called to just cope and just settle, right? We need coping mechanisms so that we can handle stress, yes. But do we need those coping mechanisms to mask over the stresses in our lives? No, that is a big difference, okay? So prolonged survival mode will lead to you just accepting whatever, doing whatever. It is what it is. No, we were called to do more. Remember, I am a Christian counselor, so I'm going to bring up some words from the good book, right? And God has called us to do more, to be more, and to live life abundantly. Living life in survival mode is not living life abundantly. Hashtag, you right, girl. No, I'm just kidding. But just make sure you commenting on with me in the chat, right? Like, I know y'all, like, trust me, this was a in my face too, right? Like, oh, you need to get it together. Alycia, get it together. But let's continue, right? So you can also have a decline in your mental health when you are continuing to stay in survival mode. That's when the anxiety starts coming up. That's when the depression starts coming in. That's when you're feeling so low that you're not willing to do anything else in your lives, right? Like there's so much that you would need to do in order to make sure your mental state is still good? Again, we've been in a pandemic, y'all. Like, I think pretty much all of us have tapped into some form of depression during this time, right? But because you're still staying in survival mode and not addressing those issues that are in your lives that are causing those stressors, that will continue to make your mental health decline as well. You don't want to stay there. Okay. So there's some other things that you can do to possibly get out of survival mode and start living again, right? So the one way that I am going to start working on even more is trusting, operating out of trust. Now, the trust that I'm referring to is the trust in my God, like in my provider, because it's not me, it's him. And even with the stressors that are in our lives, like we need to learn to operate and trust in him, not in survival mode, not in the coping of whatever comes, whatever. No, actually having a trust system, a faith-based system that will help you to get out of that. Now, whether you have decided, I'm not going to God or anything like this, okay, who can you trust in that will help to get you out of this stressful situation or can help guide you in a better direction for your spiritual well-being? Okay. What else can we do? We can forgive ourselves, right? Forgiveness is such a big part of our lives. As much as we don't want to acknowledge that, us not forgiving others and then us not forgiving ourselves is huge, right? I need you to remember that if you're not forgiving yourself, you continue to pile all that on you. And God has already forgiven you, right? Like you holding on to all this stuff and it's already done. What you holding on to it for? Like I used to tell my kids, I'll wait. Oh, okay. I'm going to need you to forgive you. Forgive you for allowing all those stressors and all this guilt and all this stuff to just be piled on you still, right? Ask for help. Now listen, the Aries in me has such a hard time with this, right? I have to literally have a conversation with self. Self, you need some help. No, I don't. I'm good. I can do this. I got it. No, self, ask for the help. No. Like if I ask and somebody's going to say something, and I don't want them to say something, ask for the help. So I'm going to turn that back to you as your lovely counselor and relationship coach. Ask for the help. Whether that help is actually coming to counseling, whether that help is asking your significant other, asking your kids, asking family, asking whomever to help you in this situation or with this stressor that is in your life, ask for help. There is nothing wrong with asking for help, right? You getting the help that you need will then help you to, one, get out of just surviving the chaos that you have in your life. Two, it will help you to move forward, right? Another big one is to not withdraw yourself. Y'all, outside is open. Now, if it's better for you to put your mask on and then go outside, hey, do that, right? Don't withdraw anymore. Withdrawing yourself from the outside world will continue to put you in a state of survival mode where you're not letting anybody in, you're not embracing new adventures, you're not handling the situations that are in front of you. So all of the situations that you have, it just keeps bogging you down. That's not helping you, and it's not healthy. Okay. So the last that I want to bring up, and I probably should have brought this up first, but it is to replenish and revive yourself. I don't know about anybody else, but I love a different world. Like I think that's what made me go to HBCU. Shout out a different world. Shout out Grambling State University, the best university in the entire wide world. Thank you so much. Anyway, but there was this episode where they went to counseling and the counselor kept saying, relax, release. I want you to do that today. I want you to relax, relate, and release those things off of you. right? I want you to fully replenish yourself with whatever it is you need for self-care. Okay. So I need you to not only come out of your survival mode, but then take that time to love back on you. Love on you and let others love on you so that you can allow those stresses to really come forward. You can really deal with them and then you can let them go. Because holding on to them is not doing nothing for anybody. Holding on to it is not going to change anything because you're not addressing it, you're not fixing it, you're not doing anything. You're just surviving in it. You're just in it. Address it, let it go, and replenish yourself so you can move forward. All right. So that's all I have for you today, y'all. This is Alycia Mitchell, your counselor and relationship coach. Please, please, please remember to like, share, ring that bell, subscribe. But please, most importantly, please share this information because if it's not for you, maybe you know somebody who really does need it, right? We are available at Candyology coaching services. Well, it's candyologycs.com. Or you can contact us here on any of these social media outlets. We are always here to help you. And please, if you see my stories or any of the posts, I'm asking for different topics. If it's something you need some help with, get at your girl. All right. Have a good day, y'all.